Hey, in the last several years, a lot of people have been talking about the end of physical media, period. And one of the last of these is going to be video games. I remember the first time someone told me they were playing an MP3, and I was like, what is an MP3? And he was like, oh, you can take CDs and then you put them onto files and then you play them on these little tiny things and they're just as good quality. And, I was like kind of blown away by that. I remember someone had one of the first Amazon tablets and they were like reading books and using their finger to like turn a page or something. And it was an actual book. And I thought that's kind of cool because you don't need a bookshelf of 500 books when you can have 500 books in a little tablet. And, books have skyrocketed. They're probably one of the only ones at the media that people are reselling at high values, especially like first edition or uncommon books. And what other medias do we have? Movies. I wonder, do you really need to go to theaters anymore? Drive-ins basically kind of phased out, except maybe in small towns where that's all they have. Theaters, I go to them all the time. They're really like night and day, hot and cold. Some of them are so busy, they're flooded with people. Some, it's like crickets when I open the theater door. I just don't know. When you have like projectors that can project like 10 feet in 4K or 8K, and you have surround sound at home, I often wonder why, if you need the need for that. And let's get to the last one. Video games. As a truck driver, I often travel to the western 11 states of the United States. Occasionally, they'll ask me to go to somewhere further. Atlanta, Florida, Chicago, somewhere, Milwaukee. So I travel all over the place. I have an iPhone with Verizon. And even in some small places, just in the state of California, the most populated state in the United States, there are pockets where I don't get a signal on my cell phone. Sometimes up in the mountains, sometimes the weather can be affecting it, wind or heavy rain or something. But a lot of the times, you just don't have a signal. You have no Wi-Fi signal. So I'm wondering, people that live in like little America, small towns in the United States, small towns in the world, how are they going to go to get a Wi-Fi connection? You have to drive 30 miles to hook up at some restaurant or something, and to download a physical copy of a game that takes you like 2 hours, maybe longer, because you don't have great Wi-Fi service. And what's going to happen when they have patches or updates or changes where people do not have Wi-Fi? What is going to happen with that? And even worse, when you're in small towns, you may not have close friends. Your close friends may be several miles away or kilometers, wherever you're at in the world. But they generally probably play by Wi-Fi. They probably play online. So how are you going to do that with no Wi-Fi? I don't know if Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo think this thing's through. Is it just the well-off people in bigger cities are going to be okay with digital gaming? Or is it going to be a thing that, some people don't get it, and that's just what it is. Move to the bigger city. I really don't see how people leave this out of every conversation. We don't have cellular signals. So you're going to have to pay for a satellite and get some kind of a connection through that and download the games. But again, bad weather, wind, things happen and you lose that in areas, and you're not going to have a great, flow of a Wi-Fi. So it's going to be slower data transfer. I really just don't see it happening that soon. And if they do, they're probably going to have a big mistake. And more so than anything else, when we have a major paradigm shift or a transition from something, we're probably going to see major hiccups in it in video games more than any other media. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Stay awesome, and thank you, subscribers. Take care. See you soon.